ihren Früchten werdet ihr die weisen Bauern erkennen. From the fruit you will recognize a wise farmer. If you would be wise, you would try to live forever in the way that God recommended it in paradise in the first book of Moses, Genesis, on the creational day, week 1, day 6. In God we trust is the first deed of the first day of second week of creation, says Jesus Christ, the prophet of God and God on earth, in the Bible's purest human of that time. We should not laugh about farmers that destroy their work every year as they plant by pulling out the roots, but we should, if we could, trust in God, learn that one plant that we seed and so on, water, God, until they can be added, find their own water in the ground, near the river or the same level, wherever water always is in the ground, and then to make fruit and grow 100 years. That's how did we say? With the wheat, some bear 30-fold fruit, some 60-fold, some 100. Let's think of age of trees in this quote. Some plants will yield 30 years, some 60, some 100, some even 300 average or 1,000, some 8,000 years and more. Let us be wise and plant near the river, also in the sand, and stop pulling out the roots. Sugar, for example, can be created out of roots of plants that we kill the first year. That's not halal, not even kosher. It's not Christian and opposite. I really always use not as opposite of wise and opposite of all these religions and their teachings. Wise and religious would be to let the world grow, not kill any plant, the root at least. That is opposite, let living and letting live. That's the law of karma, or in Christian words, if you want to live, let also live the others. Don't punish anyone. Opposite, help each other to be just and lawful. Teach each other to be wise. Stop killing for punishing. Even women want to live. If you want to live, stop killing and let plants live. Farmers that are religious and wise would have the roots in the ground and harvest for sugar and everything else that is tasty, the fruits, not let the branches bear fruit, and you will be more rich with less work, sweat, and toil and labor. So far, I make a break for you to journal. Summarize what you thought and understood with some keywords for a minute. Do you have it? Do you have pen and paper? Then you write down the summary of origin of karma and will of reincarnation, end of suffering, wisdom, and halal, and culture, and Christian teaching is for plants, animals, and humans to be rich and wise and wealthy, living and letting live, to be more wealthy and overcoming the suffering of labor. Principle number 1, love each other, God and each other and yourself. Applied on a different level. 1, the teaching. Number 1, living and letting live as the fulfillment and true interpretation of Moses. You shall not, opposite, stop killing, prophecy and promise, the end of killing will come. Yes, amen. So it is, let us start and contribute and teach each other this new aspect of the teaching of all teachers of all time. So, how it is applied to farming, let's say? So far, I made only one example. Roots for sugar. Fruit sugar is known. Traubenzucker, we call it, for example. Sportsmen use sugar for quick access, for example, from grapes that are also used for wine. I am the vineyard. Stop using alcohol drink. Well, it shows it's better for your intelligence and listen. I was mentioned. So, grapes and wine. They have sugar, or what can create alcohol has sugar inside. So, all fruits have, but as sweet, they all can be used for producing sugars of all kinds, mandarin and starch, and vinegar, and alcohol, and so on, or fruit juices, and also what has been sweet and sour is also starches, like crops that make powder for bread, for example. For now, I recommend that you take only, instead of taking roots for sugar, or also the grass for sugar, the branches, or the blood of trees like maple syrup in Canada. Rather, we'll use grow fruit in the same field, starting in the meadows near the river. Meadow for the sheep, cattle like cows or goats, and letting the grass then eat grass, maybe not grass at all because it is less worth on the market, less healthy for the cows, rather a combination of at least 12 rather 1,001 different biodiversity herbs, like in the Alps, Helica von Bingen or rucola, 12 different herbs. If you have 1,000 or more, maybe the International European Union Assembly, said other, would pay you subsidies or taxes or donation for the service of maintaining biodiversity. It is keeping alive all sorts of regional or global worth, let's say global natural heritage in biodiversity in seeds and plants. Also with cattle, beef food, then trees with fruits, milk, alcohol, or fruit juice, which is better because why? The alcohol makes you customers stupid. Sometimes necessary, until there are enough Christians or witches around. Otherwise you see too many demons, I don't know, get panic, I don't know. This direction, then rather fair trade, Demeter and rainforest are certified, when we got per liter juice, a lot of rum, unit of money like dollar, euro, British pound, as with friends, you would get maybe fair trade, double amount, Demeter, 3 euro, instead of 1 so price. Per harvesters, then the rest, what is the fruit? It is, with the fruit it can't be so liquid, the tress we call it. You can take any kind of method that is maybe steaming distillants, or you can separate maybe in any kind of how you would take sugar from roots, out the sugar, isolate the vitamins for selling in pharmacy, then the starch, melamine for bread, for baking, the minerals for table water, 5-star or 12-star, Demeter starting from 12 stars for 12-star conference. Then all the rest, what is it? Vinegar. And if there's something is left, instead of, you can be a company, for example, that takes of any kind of fruit juice producer, call your cycle, and you for each kilogram of waste of terrestrial, you take it if they pay you €1 per kilo, or if the conference is €1 per euro, you take 1 cent less than you take you, then you will earn from shopping, from buying resources, and on the other side you will earn from selling it again. Yeah, maybe it's a 4. End of message.